So Caitiln Clark showed up today at the Nike WHQ. Don't know exactly what that is, to be honest. The Nike worldwide headquarters. Okay, that makes more sense. But she has showed up to the Nike worldwide headquarters, and obviously this is one of those, like, she is the massive guest. They're all there, watching Caitiln Clark, and I don't mind the jacket. I kind of like jacket. The logo, I like, the logo has grown on me. I have to say, the logo's grown on me. Do I like the logo as a pure, like, athletic brand? Not necessarily, but in terms of, like, a logo as far as wearability, like a t-shirt with the logo on it, or like casual sportswear, I do very much. The logo is very much growing on me because it does look like kind of off-brand Chanel, for being honest. But yeah, more of Nike at more of Caitiln at the Nike WHQ. Her arrival. Obviously, when it's Caitiln Clark, they're all clapping her. It's muted right now on your screen, so like, it is what it is. And obviously, promo material shown and given out. So this is the annoying thing about this is why is everything about this talking about worldwide? You can't get anything Caitiln Clark. Anything Caitiln Clark related outside the States. Can't get anything Caitiln Clark related outside the States. And they gave a mini basketball for Caitiln Clark. But if we are being real here, what have I done there? There we go. The whole Caitiln Clark thing, why they're pushing this right now, is because the shoe's coming soon. This sneaker is going to be revealed soon. So they said spring. I think they said spring. It's meant to be released, I think, in spring of this year. I think if we're being real, like, she's already done the podcast rounds. She was on the Kelsey's podcast. She was on talking about the shoe. She's been doing plenty of things at Nike, talking about, or playing things with Nike. And there's been so many little things that Caitiln Clark's been doing about the shoe. And that's why, in my opinion, there wasn't even talk about her doing Unrivaled this year. Last year, it was I'm not going to rule it out. This year, she ruled out Unrivaled during the season. Like, she ruled out Unrivaled, like, during the season. So, I think she knew this was going to happen. And when it comes down to it, the Steph Curry shit isn't, and Steph Curry's coach reposting everything, and Caitiln Clark posting Steph Curry wearing her shoes. There's plenty, because, like, again, her sneakers are literally, they are the most worn, they're the most worn sneakers in the NBA this season. Like, Caitlin's P's have been the most worn sneakers in the NBA. So at the end of the day, like, if it was that big a deal, the NBA players were wearing Caitiln Clark shoes, she would have posted more about it, or, with her sneakers being first and second in the NBA. But at the same time, like, obviously that matters. I think when it's all said and done, Caitiln Clark this is going to be the promo for Caitlin's shoe. That Caitlin's everywhere. The shoe is everywhere. And it's going to be Nike's biggest sneaker launch for a new signature athlete. Probably since being a signature athlete really matters. Since it hasn't mattered that much. Like, the launch of the Giannis shoe, who's been their best athlete they've had, wasn't that big. Their launch of the Luka shoe, because he was with Jordan Brand. Their launch of even the Bookers, the Jazz, the Kyrie ones, which were great sneakers, by the way. There wasn't this fanfare launch, because I think Nike know that not a lot, like, it's not like their company relies on Caitiln Clark, but the concept of signature athletes and paying, rather than paying they're paying tens of millions a year to have signature athletes for their own individual brands, rather than just representing Nike, like, versus like Hyperdunks, and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Like, there's a lot of sports where there's no signature athletes, and Nike are doing just fine in those sports. So I think the true value of a signature athlete is going to come down to Caitiln Clark. Like, I do think Caitiln Clark is going to be I don't know. I think she's going to be one of the last two female signature athletes. My guess for signature sneaker, my guess is that one of Paige Bueckers or Juju Watkins is going to get a signature sneaker. I think both of them are signed to deals. By the way, as far as I'm aware, Juju signed to a bigger deal than Caitiln Clark, but it's not a guaranteed signature sneaker. She's just going to be getting her. She's going to be the face of a line. She's going to be like the face of Nike. Are going to have like a generic sneaker where she's going to be the face of. A bit like back in the day when they didn't want to go all in on Blake Griffin, so they kind of made him the face of the Hyperdunk. And they were good decision to go all in on Blake Griffin because it was looking like as a rookie that it was the dumbest thing ever not going all in on him. But look, that was one of those things where it was a like that happened, and Caitlin's got her signature shoe, Aja, Sabrina. I think one of Juju or Paige, whichever one of them ends up being the bigger draw. I think it could very well be Paige. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm looking at Unrivaled numbers, I'm looking at everything, and I'm like nowhere near Caitlin level in terms of hype, but like Paige, there is a level of hype there with Paige. There genuinely is. So I can see that happening, and her getting a signature sneaker, and then like Juju maybe being the face of a generic line, because they have some generic lines as well, because they have so many non-signature athletes, and they can't just be all wearing the exact same sneakers. But yeah, look, it is what it is. It is what it is, and I gotta say, we are very much looking at a really, really quality launch of your sneaker, considering how poorly I think they blew the first year, where it felt like they were doing everything they can to not promote any part of Caitiln Clark because they were scared. It was like they were scared that by promoting any part of Caitiln Clark that it was it was going to harm it was going to like hurt other players that they had. It was just weird. It was just really, really weird when it came down to it, with the entirety of the Caitiln Clark situation for her during her rookie season. But hopefully that's all kind of been put to bed, and we get to see the sneaker soon. My guess is that the launch of the Caitiln Clark shoe is going to be sometime in the next. I think we will see what it looks like in the next 6 weeks. I think maybe Nike don't want to announce the shoe and release the shoe during the literal time that during the time that the league is kind of might not exist during the CBA bullshit. But I think there's a world where the CBA gets solved, and if the CBA gets solved in February, I genuinely think that like we'll then see it like 2 days later. If the CBA starts dragging into March and April, I think they're going to release the shoe anyway. But the thing is, like, it's one of those things where they would probably want to see Caitlin play in the shoe before it's released worldwide. And Team USA. Oh no, I'm an idiot. It's the first time we're going to see it is going to be during World Cup qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers in March, when Team USA are playing their first set of games. So they're going to be playing their first set of games, and it's going to be during that. I'm a dumbass. Like, that's obviously when the sneaker is going to be released. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.